Nagsasagawa ngayon ng press briefing ang Manila Police kaugnay ng pagkamatay ni Horacio Castillo III dahil umano sa hazing. Panoorin po natin ito.
Can we show to the public? So based on the follow-up investigation of the Manila Police District, it was established. Sige, yung video. It was established that John Paul Solano, among others, recruited Horacio Castillo III to become a member of the Aegis Juris Fraternity, a law fraternity at the University of Santo Tomas. As you can see from the video, this is at the back of the University of Santo Tomas, the beat at gate 11 at around 11:45 a.m. September 16. Ayan. Lalabas si John Paul Solano together with the victim. Ayan. Yan, yung naglalakad na yan, yung naka-long sleeves with a sling bag is John Paul Solano. And behind him are supposedly fraternity brothers together with Horacio Castillo. Pause, please. Okay. Si Horacio Castillo yung isang naka-long sleeves na with necktie. Wala na kasi ako nakala. Siya yung naka-with necktie. Okay. Prior to this video recording, we have statements from witnesses showing or saying that si Horacio Castillo was already in the company of John Paul Solano together with other possible suspects. And they were on their way out of the UST compound and proceeding to certain destination. So makikita natin na he was already in the company of Horacio Castillo. Okay, please continue. We will give this video sa inyo mamaya. Bigyan namin kayo kopya.
Everything, sir.
Depende. Because we'll give this to you. Public record naman din to. And we want the people to help us. Next video, another camera recording of the same incident. Showing, ayan, ito yung isang camera showing si John Paul Solano in the company of si Horacio Castillo and suspected fraternity brothers. So, ayan yan. Kung saan nakikita yung ano.
Where exactly is this?
So,
What street is this?
this is along the Pitan Street at the back of the University of Santo Tomas compound in Sampaloc. Sandali. Station for anong barangay ito ulit?
470, Zone 46.
Barangay 470, Sampaloc.
Zone 46.
Zone 40. Okay. So if you will remember, Solano was invited to the office. Ito yung photograph niya, which we will furnish you later. Meron din, kita natin yung picture ni John Paul Solano when he was invited. Hindi yan, yung isa pa. Yung ano, hindi pa yan. Mamaya pa yan. Mamaya yan. Yung isa pa. So we'll give you we'll release to you the photograph of John Paul Solano when he was invited. Huwag yung iba. Yan, yan. Yan. Lakihan natin. Ito si John Paul Solano who appeared before the MPD investigation section claiming at that time that he only found the motionless body of the victim who he claims he does not know. Yun ang kanyang allegations, hindi niya kilala yung katawan na natagpuan niya dun sa Balutondo at dinala niya sa Chinese General Hospital with the help of other unidentified, supposedly Good Samaritans. Okay, but our investigation showed that si John Paul Solano is a UST law student and a member of the Aegis Juris Fraternity. Pakita mo yung next picture, please. This is his picture provided to us wearing the fraternity t-shirt of the Aegis Juris Fraternity. So, ito. We'll give this to you later. We'll release this photograph. So, as you can see, we have strong evidence to show that Mr. John Paul Solano deliberately, intentionally, and maliciously gave false statements to the Manila Police District relative to the investigation of the Horacio Castillo killing. At present, he is already considered a principal suspect in the killing of Horacio Castillo, and manhunt operations are presently undergoing to effect the immediate arrest and capture of John Paul Solano.
Pakiano na yung video, tapos na.
Sige, off na yan. Okay?
Paki-off na, paki-off.
So again, I repeat, the president is already the principal suspect in the killing of Horacio Castillo III. Apart from this, another development, we were able to trace the vehicle that supposedly brought the motionless body of Horacio Castillo III from Balutundo to the Chinese General Hospital, and we identified the vehicle with some Mitsubishi Strada, color red, with plate number Zulu Tango Uniform 539. And Zulu Tango Uniform. Victory pala, sorry, katapog V V pala. Katapog Victory 539. So, Mitsubishi Strada color red and registered to Mr. Antonio Trangia. Antonio Trangia. Trangia, Trangia. Who we believe is to be the father of Ralph Trangia, an official of the Aegis Juris Fraternity. So both persons, Mr. Antonio Trangia and Ralph Trangia, are now possible suspects also, and manhunt operations will be undertaken to effect their immediate arrest and the recovery of the motor vehicle. So clearly, as you can see, as a result of our investigation, Mr. John Paul Solano, together with the assistance and cooperation of Mr. Antonio Trangia and Ralph Trangia, deliberately misled our investigation in the death of Horacio Castillo by providing us false and fraudulent statements concerning the discovery of Mr. Castillo in Balutondo, which we feel was a cover-up for the actual murder and killing of the victim. So that's precisely now they are considered as suspects in this investigation.
So sir, we can say na tatlo na yung primary suspects.
Yes, they are the 3 confirmed primary suspects. We still have other possible suspects under investigation. We cannot disclose their identities as of now because ongoing follow-up operations are being undertaken by the MPD.
How about sir yung pinaka-head nila, yung mga nasa brochure na pangalan doon ng victim?
That's also subject now of our investigation, and in due time we will come out with our results. I just would like to assure the public that any results of this investigation shall be presented to you. More importantly, because of in light of the information that the death of Horacio Castillo III is related to a hazing incident involving a law fraternity identified as Aegis Juris Fraternity of the University of Santo Tomas, and I understand that a battery of lawyers have already come out to contest or dispute the findings of the investigation of the MPD. That's precisely, we are very deliberate and very cautious in releasing information to the public in order not to prejudice or worse bungle this investigation and let the suspects go scot-free. So I ask for your understanding. Kaya di namin maibigay sa inyo to immediately because sensitive matters are involved, identities of possible suspects, and of course yung witnesses who are providing us this information. But in time, we have strong and solid leads to the identities of the other suspects. We are pursuing these leads, and hopefully positive developments will come out of
Do you
this.
have at least the numbers, sir, of how many are you still considering as suspects in this particular case?
Yes, I would say that a handful or more than a handful possible suspects. The exact number I could not disclose right now, depending on the information that we provided.
Is it right to say that all members of the Aegis Juris Fraternity at this point are considered as suspects as well?
At this time, I can say that all officers of the Aegis Juris Fraternity currently enrolled are considered suspects, which is also provided under the anti-hazing law, wherein officers and senior officers of fraternities or organizations are to be held liable in the event incidents such as this hazing will take place. So they're already considered suspects.
Even if they were not present during the time that the hazing incident happened?
That is part of the investigation. There's a possibility that even if they are not present during the hazing initiation rites, but may have participated or had knowledge in the recruitment and the eventual hazing or initiation activities on the person of Horacio Castillo, then they may be held liable.
Sir,
How about the
clarification
alumni,
lang.
sir? Would they also be considered as accessory to the crime? Or
Part of the investigation includes members of the UST Law Faculty and alumni.
Sir, clarification lang, sir, no? But in the
Again, I repeat, part of the investigation will include possible members of UST Law Faculty and alumni who may participated in the hazing of Horacio Castillo or in the cover-up of this incident. They may be held either as co-conspirators, accomplices, accessories, or even liable for obstruction of justice.
Sir, clarification lang. Yung dalawang
Yes.
nag-assist, anong klaseng assistance yung binigay nila?
They were the ones who brought the body. They were the ones who are suspected to have brought the body to Chinese General Hospital. Kasi nakuha yung vehicle nila, may witnesses na nagsasabi na dinala yung katawan ng later identified as Horacio Castillo sa Chinese General Hospital, and with that information, they are now suspects.
Pero sir, just a clarification, yung pagdadala nila ng body sa Chinese General Hospital nanggaling na mismo from the fraternity house where the hazing occurred. Hindi kasi, di ba hindi naman kasi totoong tinapon talaga sa balot-tondo. So, yung sasakyan na ito, magmula dun sa kung saan nangyari yung insidente.
That's part of our investigation, Marisa. In due time, please, I cannot reveal the other details of the investigation kasi follow-up operations are undertaking. Just as you have said, we do not want to incriminate unnecessarily frat members or even sorority members. I understand that members of the sorority of Aegis Juris, Regina Juris, were present during the initiation activities. So we would not want to implicate those members unnecessarily if they were not present or involved in that activity.
Sir, yung pinaka-head ba sa kayong recruiter, ano yung reason ba't hindi nyo pa sila ma-include given na yung pangalan nila?
That's a very good question. Because on the day that this information was revealed to us, the Dean of the UST College of Law issued an order suspending all members of the Aegis Juris fraternity, thereby preventing us from getting access to them. They were told not to report to school. That's why precisely we had a difficult time yesterday when we went to the University of Santo Tomas to gather information and ask questions related to this incident. They were no longer available, and according to them, they were barred or prevented from entering school grounds upon the order of the Dean of the UST Faculty of Civil Law.
Ang sabi daw ni MPD na binigay na daw niya yung mga pangalan dun sa admin ng UST. Nakuha niyo po ba yung list?
We have the list of these members.
How many members are there?
Ilan ba yung members sila? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. At the very least, 8. Officers. Yung members, ang dami, hindi ko pa mabilang.
Sir, pero identify na natin kung saan maaaring nangyari yung hazing mismo kung...
I cannot reveal that details as of this time because we're still gathering information and possible witnesses who can also positively identify the other suspects involved. So please bear with me on this.
Sir,
but we have information on that, yes sir.
Wala sa hindi naman sa UST compound, sir, o nasa labas naman?
Hindi na nangyari sa loob ng UST. That I can say with definiteness.
Sir,
yung pag-order ni Dean ng suspension dun sa officers and members of AGs, would that cause him to be charged with obstruction of justice?
That will be part of the investigation. Well, I would think that the prudent thing to do is to direct all members of the Aegis Juris fraternity to present themselves to the investigation if you would really want to cooperate in the investigation of this case and not prevent or bar them from entering school premises and suspending them indefinitely.
Do you believe that this is a cover-up on his part?
That's also part of the investigation.
Sir, I've heard nakipag-usap na kayo kay MPD na. Kamusta yung pag-usap?
No, I have not spoken with him personally, but with school officials, yes.
With the father rector, what you already said?
The father rector was not available yesterday. We were able to get in touch with the designated contact person, Professor Giovanna Fontanilla, the Vice President for Student Affairs or Public Affairs of UST, and we're coordinating directly with her.
What was her assurance, sir?
We're very thankful to the UST administration for cooperating with us fully, and hopefully all the information we have requested from them, including the pertinent records of the possible suspects, will be provided to us, and more importantly, yung CCTV recordings inside the UST campus, where hopefully it will show that Horacio Castillo was in the company of those possible suspects prior to the initiation rites.
Sir, may kumakalat na conversation, sir, na kung saan ginanap yung hazing. Sa social media, no, may kumakalat, no, na kung saan ginanap yung hazing, sino yung mga nagsagawa, at yung nangyaring pag-deactivate nila ng mga accounts nila, iniimbestigahan.
Yes, that's part of our investigation. In fact, several pieces of information were handed to us or given to us by classmates of the victim, his friends, his schoolmates. That's why, including that information about information circulating in social media, and we are all validating them. In fact, we have also validated certain information that may have been probably a decoy or to mislead that investigation, also circulating in the social media in order to prevent us from determining the truth. So that's all of subject of our validation and investigation.
Sir, posible po bang ipalift yung suspension sa civil law, Faculty of Civil Law, para makausap nito mga...
Well, that will depend on the UST administration.
Hindi pwedeng i-request, sir?
We requested the UST administration to allow their students to present to us. In fact, that is my call now to those who may have knowledge or information relating to the hazing and death of Horacio Castillo to come out clean and give their statements. And if truly they wanted to recruit Horacio Castillo to be their fraternity brother, then they should stand or fall with their fraternity brother.
Last question, please. Dahil may meeting po si Director.
You mentioned a while ago that meron ng mga naglalabasan na mga lawyers and there is a possibility to bangle the investigation. Ano po yung exactly, what were the exact circumstances in order to at least conclude na merong possibility of bangling the investigation, and how soon will you release the autopsy report so as to support whatever findings that you have?
The autopsy report, I was informed by our crime lab, will be released within the week. They would want to come out with accuracy. Would like to come out with an accurate and definitely certain results of the findings. But so far, based on the certification issued by the hospital, initial findings showed that hypertrophic cardiomyopathy was the cause of death of the victim, which is to be confirmed formally by the autopsy report. And as to the possible bungling of this case, it's just a precaution on our part to be very careful and deliberate in our investigation, particularly in gathering statements of witnesses and documenting possible evidence that we will use in the event of the filing of the case, so that the courts will not rule that the same will not be admissible in the particular hearing. We are facing a law fraternity. The family, in fact, has already availed the services of lawyers to help us in the investigation. The family of Horacio Castillo has already availed services of lawyer, and we are cooperating, and they're cooperating with us on this.
Sir, sorry, but...
Sige, last two. I have to go to Kramer.
Magkaugnay po ba yung Arvintan incident sa Horacio
Okay.
Castillo?
Initially, last night, I thought it was related based on the information given by the duty personnel. Supposedly, Mr. Arvintan came here at around 1 a.m. And asked for the duty investigator at the time. And he was led or brought to the homicide section, who I believe there were already several media personnel present covering the appearance of the Uber driver. I take this opportunity pala to thank Uber for cooperating with the police, for voluntarily allowing their driver to appear here and give his statement regarding to the information that he was the one who brought the personal belongings of Horacio Castillo from Dapitan to their residence in San Lorenzo Village.
So it's not related?
No, not at all related.
And Arvin Tan is not a member of Aegis?
No, it's not. It's not. In fact, Arvin Tan now is under custody of the Manila Police District. We have recovered the vehicle, and he will be facing charges for direct assault, grave threats, grave coercion, malicious mischief. And I understand some of the complainants will be members of the media themselves. Yes, sir.
Sa case ni Horacio, would mere knowledge of the crime, especially before it happened, would that be a reason enough for them to be charged?
Under the anti-hazing law, yes. Mere knowledge of the crime and failing to take action to prevent or to report the incident to the authorities, the persons involved may be held liable under this law. So thank you. I have to leave. Meron pang protest.
Thank you so much.
Yung mga documents ko nila,
At yan po ang press briefing ng Manila Police District sa pangunguna ni Manila Police District Director Chief Superintendent Joel Coronel tungkol nga sa kaso ng umunang hazing victim na si Horacio Castillo III. Kinumpirma ni Chief Superintendent Coronel na itinuturing na nilang principal suspect si John Paul Solano, na umunang miyembro ng Aegis Juris Fraternity at siyang sinasabing nakakita sa bangkay ni Horacio sa Balut Tondo. Nag-report pa si Paul Solano sa MPD pero nagbigay daw ng mga maling impormasyon para iligaw ang mga investigador. Bukod kay Solano, ilang posibleng miyembro ng Aegis Fraternity pa ang tinitingnan ng mga principal suspect sa pagkamatay ng first-year law student. Ayon pa sa MPD, ang mga opisyal at kasalukuyang opisyal ng naturang fraternity ay tinuturing na rin nilang mga suspect base na rin sa nakasaad sa batas. Kasama rin daw sa mga iimbestigahan ng ilang faculty ng UST dahil sa posibleng kinalaman nila sa hazing o kaya itangkang pagtatakip sa insidente. Nagpapasalamat naman daw sila sa pamunuan ng UST dahil sa kanilang kooperasyon sa isinasagawang investigasyon. Nanawagan din ng MPD sa mga may nalalaman tungkol sa kaso na voluntaryo ng lumabas at sabihin sa pulis ang kanilang nalalaman.